you ever asked yourself, as a researcher or development agency worker, how you can make an impact as such that rural people benefit from your ideas? What would be suitable measures that not only maintain or improve rural people's lives, but at the same time, also ecosystem services? There are various ways to do so. The sustainable exploitation and management of available local and natural resources, such as indigenous fruit trees, is certainly one such highly relevant option. My name is Finn Patrick Burke, and I have a profound interest in indigenous fruit trees, their use, their benefits, and future prospects. I invite you to listen to my talk, Income Generation Through Indigenous Fruit Trees in the Global South. I will define the term indigenous fruit trees, where they can be found, how people use them, and how they contribute to local economies, thereby indicating their relevance and contribution to rural development strategies. Indigenous fruit trees are native trees with edible fruits and have been widely used for centuries, if not millennia, by local communities all over the world. They have scarcely achieved the status of international recognition in commodity markets and research arenas. Most of them are abundantly available in their natural environments. Their richness is concentrated in tropical or subtropical regions and in areas that are less affected by anthropogenic activities. Many species provide a multitude of products and services and are thus called multi-purpose species. Most indigenous fruits are collected from the wild, often by women and children, and may form part of local communities' diets and are important food sources in lean and famine periods. Particularly at local level and in remote regions, fruits and their value-added products are sold on the local markets. They thus contribute substantially to the generation of income and may uplift livelihoods in local economies. Rural development strategies have thus been particularly focusing on the use of indigenous fruit species. A lack of monitoring of wild collection, however, can also result in overexploitation of the resource and thus may threaten species availability. This could become even more severe if the demand in national or international markets increases for the particular fruit. Here, I provide some examples that are used locally and increasingly internationally as well. Although their market volumes cannot compete with those of commercial fruits such as banana and citrus, their per unit weight prices often significantly exceed those of commercial fruits. In Mongolia, for instance, the income of a sea buckthorn collecting household, mostly in rural areas, was reported to be $3,413 per year, a considerable amount, as the average annual salary in Mongolia amounts to about $8,200. Internationally, however, sea buckthorn remains a niche product. The fruits of the African baobab, meanwhile, are estimated to be about $1 billion for Africa and bring work and income to 2.5 million households, most of them African bush dwellers. The same applies for the third species, shea nuts. In general, trade volumes are low, though they contribute substantially to rural livelihoods in Africa, supported by non-governmental and governmental organizations. Indigenous fruits, here the example of the African baobab, as seen on the slide before, are therefore additional and culturally important foods for indigenous communities, a potential source of income and thus vital elements of rural development strategies, but may also be interesting for prospering international fruit markets. Because overexploitation of indigenous fruit trees is a common problem when demand, and hence wild collection, increases, specific strategies need to be established before negative effects on local plant genetic resources occur. Thank you for your attention. I'm happy to answer questions and look forward to an inspiring discussion.
Thank you once again for your presentation, Finn. You have seen a significantly improved presentation with a clear line of argumentation, concise formatting, and improved means of visualization to transmit the topic of interest. The addition of a menu bar at the top of the slide is a nice and helpful gimmick to pilot the audience through your presentation. There are several other ways to present data, and even the last example is not a perfect presentation, but the gradual improvement should give you an idea of what should be avoided. Also keep in mind that polishing up your presentation afterwards may be a tedious and time-consuming process. Therefore, reflect critically on how much formatting is needed to efficiently and sufficiently impart the idea of your presentation. You will need to practice the presentation several times and should make use of the opportunity to present in front of diverse audiences, such as in seminars and lectures, at conferences and public events. With this and some useful links that can be visited and checked in order to improve your presentation skills, we thank you for watching our MOOC in the frame of the PhD Toolbox series and wish you success and fun during the creation and presentation of your next topic.